That night began like any other in Harmony Creek. Warm air, the scent of roses, and the comfort of my best friend, Maya, beside me. We set up sleeping bags under the old oak, promising our parents we'd just count stars and whisper secrets. The world felt safe, our only worry being whether we'd get in trouble for eating all the gummy worms. The moon watched over us, and the crickets sang their lullaby. As we drifted off, I remember thinking nothing could ever go wrong in our little bubble. But some nights hold secrets darker than we can imagine. We didn't know the darkness could be more than just empty. Sometimes it waits for the right moment to show you the world isn't as safe as you think. That night, everything was about to change. Sometime after midnight, I noticed the crickets had stopped. The silence was thick, unnatural, as if the world was holding its breath. I sat up, heart pounding, the backyard suddenly strange and menacing. Shadows stretched across the lawn, and the moon hid behind clouds. I nudged Maya, but she slept on, oblivious. Alone, I felt a cold knot of dread and the prickling sensation of being watched. I scanned the yard, searching for movement, but saw nothing. The silence pressed in, my fear growing. I wanted to run, to scream, but I was frozen. Something was out there listening and waiting. Suddenly, Maya sat up, stiff and unblinking, her eyes fixed on the darkness. She began chanting in a harsh, guttural language I'd never heard, her voice not her own. The words clawed at the night, growing louder and more frantic. I scrambled away, panic rising, but Maya was lost in a trance. Her body swayed, her face empty, the chanting relentless. I called her name, but she didn't hear me. Her eyes never left the deepest shadows at the edge of the yard. That's when I realized she wasn't chanting into the void. She was calling something, and it was listening. The darkness where Maya stared began to shift, forming a tall, faceless figure made of pure shadow. It glided across the grass, colder and more terrifying with every step. The air froze as it stopped before Maya, blocking out the moonlight. A long, shadowy arm hovered over her, then dissolved into her like smoke. Maya's body arched, the chanting stopped, and she collapsed, limp. The shadow vanished, and the cricket's frantic chirping returned. I rushed to Maya, shaking her awake. She opened her eyes, confused, remembering nothing, but I would never forget the shadow that came for her. Some things, once seen, never leave you. The next morning, no one believed my story. Not our parents, not Maya. They called it a nightmare, but I knew what I saw. Days later, my grandmother visited. When I told her, she turned pale. She recognized the language, shadow tongue, a call to things that live between light and dark. She warned me some doors are better left unopened. I never slept outside again. Maya seemed fine, but sometimes I'd catch her staring into the distance, eyes blank. On the quietest nights, I still feel watched. That summer, I learned not everything in the darkness is imaginary. End. Whispered voice with echo. Like, share. Subscribe for more real horror stories.